For Frame September, I'm going to be looking at Paul Hogarth and his work with Graham Greene. Hello, I'm Tim and I have too many books. I'm a little bit late for this, but Framed in September is a BookTube event where we look at art and art books. The event is hosted by Elizabeth from Bookins Books, Greg from Another Bibliophile Reads, Hannah from Hannah's Books, Lindy from Lindy's Magic Reads, and Heather from Heather Greg 9975. The art book I'm going to talk about is Paul Hogarth's Graham Greene Country. Paul Hogarth was born in 1917 and died in 2001. He studied at the Manchester School of Art before going to St Martin's Art School in London. He got somewhat involved in left-wing politics, becoming a communist and driving for the International Brigade during the Spanish Civil War. He illustrated covers for people like Robert Graves, Lawrence Durrell, John Wyndham and William Golding. And he started to illustrate the covers of Graham Greene novels in the 1960s. One of his major works in the 1970s was for the new Penguin Shakespeare paperback editions, where he painted for all of the 37 canonical plays. I have to say that I have 4 of these already, and I'm slightly tempted to collect the set because I'm very impressed by this art, particularly the King Lear, which reminds me personally quite a lot of Goya's Saturn devouring his son, which I think is very suitable for King Lear in many ways. I do find that these Shakespeare covers capture the mood of a play in a very simple illustration. Paul Hogarth is not directly related to the 18th century painter William Hogarth, but Paul Hogarth's name was originally Hogarth with a double G, and William Hogarth's father was also a Hogarth with a double G, so it's very possible that they are collaterally related and have a common ancestor. In the early 1980s, Paul Hogarth spent a year travelling over 50,000 miles to revisit many of the locations that Graham Greene had used in his novels. And this was as a prelude to doing all of Graham Greene's novels, and Graham Greene Country is a result of this. It is written with some help and collaboration from Graham Greene. Graham Greene writes commentaries about the locations that Paul Hogarth visits. The book is essentially a diary of his travels with paintings that he has done in between. The covers that he drew and painted for the 1980s editions of Graham Greene's works by Penguin often recycled some of his earlier cover designs, but with more vibrant colour. But I do feel that they still capture extremely well the feel of a Graham Greene novel. Paul Hogarth's art style I would personally describe as cartoonish and somewhat primitive, but he does manage to very accurately convey the feeling of a place or even the people that he is drawing, or even if the people look a bit caricatured and big-headed. But his style, painted in watercolours or inks, is particularly distinctive and for me really identifies what a Graham Greene book should look like. I think this book marks a really great achievement by Paul Hogarth, and he's definitely an extremely interesting artist to look into. So there you go, Paul Hogarth. I hope you've enjoyed it. Goodbye.